Alrighty, so here I am, gonna make a medicine real quick so that I can take it to Dankovsky. So, sorry for the weird skip. I turned off my microphone accidentally, and so yeah, there is a little bit of a skip here. I actually had my microphone off for about 30 minutes of playing this game, and then I was like, well, fuck. I, I mean, it was just a completely stupid thing. I saw, I hit some button, like, there's all these little buttons at the top of my keyboard, and I just hit one of them, and I was just like, well, I'm sure that that's nothing. And then, like, I kind of glanced at it 30 minutes later, I guess, and I was like, oh, that was the mute microphone button. If it was any other button, it wouldn't have fucking mattered, but, that one was kind of important. So yeah, I did that for about 30 minutes. I went back to a save. This save that I'm playing right now started about 10 minutes into the silence, so I went back some, but I couldn't give up those first 10 minutes of silence, mainly because, I found a schmouter in those 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna basically go back through the steps of what I did. I traded one of my meats for some brown. Which one's brown? Did I get the right one last time? Now I feel like I might have messed it up, because this looked brown to me, and so I might have just bought it thinking it was brown. But this is brown, which is clearly different. If I put my blood up, I can get one more, which I think that's how much I need. Okay. Okay. If I look at my inventory now, 10 brown. Well, maybe it's a good thing that I redid it, because I didn't even bother checking that. Alrighty, but that works out. So then I'm going to talk to this girl. I'm probably not going to read through all this dialogue, because I did it not that long ago, but this is fine. She says, I know your smell. You smell of autumn soil, and of smoke that comes from burning leaves. I've come to speak to you, bride. You were sent by my father. I know you were. Don't rip me away from my sweetheart. Tell father that you couldn't find me. I'll shower you with herbs for that. I'll give you many different ones. I know how to lure them. Do you know how to brew them? No, my father does. Don't expect him to share his knowledge with you. I can read the lines of your fortune. You have to follow them. So, this is actually really interesting, because he's kind of manipulating her, right? Like, he said to her dad, he was like, what makes you think that your daughter's gonna listen to me, some random dude who just showed up in town after 10 years away or whatever? I mean, he asks, he's like, why would she listen to me? Like, who cares what I think? And the dad said, tell her it's her fate. Tell her that, you're a Menku, that you know these things, that yada yada yada. And so I'm just manipulating you. I mean, I don't know your fate. And then she says, you are a Menku, you know the lines. Fine, I will follow. Let me say goodbye and I'll come. There you go. I mean, it's horrible, honestly. Alrighty. So, yeah, I did that. I have to go all the way over here to this dude. I'm actually gonna walk through town this time. When I did it before, I did go this way. And honestly, it kind of makes sense, because it's not this one, it's this one, but let's just go to town, because we'll walk through the factory and pick up the trash cans there, at least, because I just feel like it's a slightly more productive activity, because you have a chance of making trades and stuff, and it's the middle of the day. I know that I've said at some point, it's like, oh, I know this map so well, and then I'm like checking the map every 2 seconds. Well, I know parts of the map pretty well when I'm getting chased by thugs, but, I also have this instinct that's like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Look at her. And honestly, since I have made the executive decision to go through town, I might as well go and try to take the herbs to Andre. It's weird that that never popped up as a handprint, although, you notice I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do Daniel's first, and then, yeah, maybe I'll just do Daniel, and then this guy. I feel like that's a slightly more sense for some reason than to do this. Just to shake things up a bit. Am I missing the trash cans? There should be trash cans around here, right? But yeah, this is a fun part of town. It's sort of different. Sometimes you'll see adults walking around here, but usually not kids. And adults are pretty freaking... Ooh, hello. Yeah, I gotta regrow my schmouder. Yes. My schmouder supplies, because I got a schmouder, which was very lucky. Oh, hey, dude. And so I am out of schmouder supplies, because I got a schmouder. Yeah. So, yeah, in Clara's playthrough, in Clara's route, I feel like it's very typical for things to happen and for nothing to pop up on your map. It's, it's like hard mode. It's like, oh, here's your map. And it's like, how am I even supposed to know where to go? Although it actually isn't that hard because you already know where everything is. So it's like if somebody says go to Ruben or somebody says go to Anna or Danielle or whoever, it's like, well, yeah, I know how to get there. What you got? Alrighty, thank you. And you, cutie? I'm not gonna trade with you because I just know that I'm not gonna trade with you because I'm gotta save these up. But thank you for the offer. That was very nice. Maybe I'll stop and talk to Capella. This is a gold ring. How lucky. This was the last thing I did before I was stopping and talking to Capella on my way to Andre's because I went a completely different route. And then in the middle of talking to Capella, I was like, wait a second.
I hope.
What is that weird light on my thing? I just am checking in on her. There was no reason to come talk to her other than I don't think I have today. My dad and I would always protect you and give you shelter. We believe you. Thank you, Victoria. Okay, but she'll say more if you say,
Has been avoiding me lately.
Father's been avoiding you. I'm sorry. So, do you believe me? I've already heard that Saburov hates you. Katerina has scared him witless with her prophecies. It seems that he believes you to be more terrible a creature than a Shabnaka deer herself. If he gets absolute authority, we have to hide you. He will demand we turn you in. How can he get absolute authority? He will do so on the pretext of curbing the epidemic. Have you heard what the Bachelor has announced? No. If he told the truth and the rumor is to become a reality, Lord help us all. You believe in God? It would be better if you two joined forces then. How does the news play into Saburov's hand? This is weird that she... Maybe it's supposed to be that she saw a vision of the future, although I don't think that's it. I mean, it makes sense that Dankovsky would have figured out that there was a plague by now, but how did you hear about it? I was literally about to go talk to him. So maybe the dialogue would be different, but I don't think it would. I don't think... I mean, it's like, yes, we know that there's an epidemic coming, but we don't know that it's going to be quite so awful. So how does the news play into Saburov's hand? The Saburovs have always been running things. They hold executive authority. That is the traditional role of their family. They were not actively needed when everything was going fine, but now his hour has come. I'm sure the outbreak has made him happy. He will make us remember what the Saburovs' appanages are. Okay, I'll admit that I don't know this word. I'm admitting it right now. Appanages. Okay. When is this likely to happen? It depends. If the Bachelor's did he come and talk to you? If the Bachelor's, I mean, for me, he will not leave his room. For me, he will not come to my laboratory and help me make medicine or anything. He just sits in his room with his microscope, but he came and talked to you? You came and talked to him? Okay. If the Bachelor's suspicions are correct, it could even happen tomorrow. Hopefully it never does. Hopefully.
Changeling.
Changeling. Alrighty. Thank you very much, Capella. I love this little boy. He's hilarious. The way he just stops skipping and stares at you. And you can't even really talk to him. Like, all the other kids, I kind of ignore their additional dialogues, but I was going to see what he had, and he's just like, wow, that's startling. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Great question, kiddo. Yeah. What you got? I don't want it. I don't want it. Yeah, I'm not going to trade with you either, Pumpkin. But I think you have another dialogue I've just been ignoring, so let's look it up. Nope, those are just kind of dismissive. The teenagers, I might have been ignoring their dialogues too long. They might have gone away. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Bum 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 ba bum bum. There's some trash cans around here. Maybe I was thinking of those ones. I don't know if I've gotten them today. It's a decent chance that I have, but you know. Are there so many pharmacies over here? Pharmacy is the only type of shop that is not gonna sell kid-friendly merchandise such as needles and peanuts. Hey, dude. What is this bulging cartilage? You're a suspicious crowd. Your mugs scream of penal labor. Each of you is a murderer to be. Am I wrong? So what? Did you find out whose guise the Shabnak assumed yesterday? I didn't. Tell me, what do they store in the local warehouses? The mortal remains of the late animals are in the southern part, as well as hide and ground bones, jerked meat, cured meat, smoked meat, canned meat, all stored and ready to go. The southern part of the warehouses is a giant bull mortuary. So it is. What about the northern part? The northern part is house to consumable junk. The regular train comes regularly, as is evident by the name, bringing fancy goods to our neck of the woods. Pant and snaps, chemicals and perfumes, all them thingamajigs. 'Tis essentially another mortuary, for everyday life is the killer of spirit. Aren't you a philosopher? A woesome rag I am. I'm walking ashes, a freak devoid of grace, as are we all. Do not take yourself too seriously, and you will learn the truth. Bottoms up, brother. The grass is wiser than we are. As for you, do try to just take yourself for granted, kind sir. Stop being so hard on yourself. Take yourself for granted. And no bandages. Okay. There's a really, really good line from the water guys. There's a lot of good lines in this video game, but one of my favorites has got to be, there's a water guy and he approaches Dankovsky. Well, I mean, he can't approach Dankovsky. He's just a non-player character with no will of his own. But, sure. He gets, into a conversation with Dankovsky, or Dankovsky approaches him, and he, like, has this big freak out, you know, he's like, oh, you're approaching me, this means something, or this is an omen of some sort, and, like, Dankovsky ends the conversation by saying, the omen is that I needed a bandage from you, you know, calm the fuck down. I don't know, it's pretty funny, because, like, on a meta level, it's like, that is why you talk to those guys. It's not anything deep, it's just to, you know, I actually do want these now that I remembered. I'm gonna have to start saving them up, but I'm gonna need a better deal than that. Yeah. 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 I'm sorry, I can't resist the water man. Because I got so much water. Will just stop and stare at me. Freaks. Hello. Nothing. It's really weird, actually. I mean, it's not really weird, but it does seem a little unusual what bad luck I'm having with the water traders, particularly. I'm not having too bad of a luck with the kids. I mean, I did get a schmouder earlier, and, you know, overall I'm doing fine with the kids, but damn, I'm racking up water bottles like crazy because these guys never have bandages. Oh, see, this is what I was waiting for, honestly, was, but that's fine, because, you know what, here, just take them all. Just take them all, because that seems like a good deal to me. Thank you. Thank you, kind Solar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and trade here real quick. I don't remember. I'm sure I would have bought them if they had needles here, but I don't for sure remember if they had them or not, so let's double check. No, you have all of my things that I sold you. Yeah, I'm racking these up pretty quickly, so you can have some of those, and I have another one of these you can have. And honestly, you can have that too. Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you. The prices just seem so exorbitantly high. I just simply can't imagine them going up anymore. And that's probably a very naive stance to have. I certainly don't think they're going to go down for several days, but I know that they do go down. I think when Aglaya arrives, there is at least a temporary dip in prices. I just feel like this is as expensive as things. Oh yeah, I gave everything away that you like. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I just have the sense that this is as expensive as things get, but I don't know if that's just me being hopeful or forgetful or what. It's just the price is like $16.50. Although $16.50 might be like the max of something else, and then the 3,000 might be the max for bread. I don't know. It might be like, well, yeah, these prices are familiar because this is half of the max, and so everything is going to be twice as expensive. But I don't know if that's true. I kind of feel like the prices aren't going to go up that much, at least not from day to day, but I really don't know. So I just don't know if I should rack up things today or not. Dude, I got a razor now. I noticed that these are both called razors. I think I gave my other one away though, so I can't point it out. Thank you. You'll find lots of alpha tablets other places though, like once you start going into infected districts and stuff, they're just gonna crop up more. And of course they crop up in pharmacies all the time if you want to go there. I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's like it's not hard to get alpha tablets. I feel like maybe they end up being quest rewards, and certainly you can get them off corpses. It's just maybe those are the playthroughs where I was a little bit more violent, because I feel like that's a very typical thing for like just your average Joe to drop would be their alpha tablets. Whoop. Joe dropped his alpha tablets.
This headache is splitting. I need some rest.
Well, you probably have the sand plague. Okay, I've managed to get an infusion. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Hopefully my computer doesn't die. Okay. So, yes, like I was just saying, I have an infusion. Here it is. What do you think? And then he is so cool. He's got to whip out his microscope. Close up. Oh my goodness. You've got... I mean, honestly, your desk looks like mine. With all the cups and books on it.
During an outbreak, discipline can only be maintained through unwavering exertion of
Okay, so what is it? A natural agent. I'm beginning to see... Okay, I'll get to it then. If we had tissue treating equipment, then that would be great. If we had like a still and some way to process the herbs. Yep, I've got all that already. Oh, well, you better get to it, Barra. Bye. Go make medicine and bring me your samples. Yeah, I mean, you just live like right on the other side of the whole town, right? So it shouldn't be hard to come back and forth. So I don't think trial and error is going to work. Well, what do you suggest? I'm not a bachelor of savage arts. I'm only taking this seriously due to being scientifically open-minded. A. Make a couple of effective infusions. B. Treat several different organ specimens with them. C. Study the effects. Wow. You think any infusion will do? They're all different. Very different. How should I know? Aren't you supposed to be an expert on this? Not all of them are equally effective, I suppose. Stick to the best and go from there. So those antibiotics are like panacea prototypes? Alright, I'll bring you a sample when I obtain some.
What is there to talk?
What is there to talk about? I agree. Goodbye. Okay. I have still not done this one, and I think that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna just loop over there real fast. And he's actually gonna give me a recipe. Probably. I've probably already checked this trash can, because it's a pretty regular one to try. Oh! Just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah. Gold ring is great until you're, trying to carry around all your organs and all your kid tradables and all your other stuff, and it's like, well, oh my goodness, I gotta put something down. I'm really tempted to run back and, oh, I should probably go this way. Yeah. I'm really tempted. And by the way, finding 2 gold rings and 2 trash cans, I feel like this is very clear evidence that the Bridge Square has better trash. Or, maybe it's like, okay, this amount of trash is going to fall in this district, and there's less trash cans in the Bridge Square because, this is this is not really habitable. This is graves, right? So, like, this is where the Bridge Square trash cans might be. And then this is where the Knots trash cans might be. Just a theory. I don't know. I have no idea how game programming works, but it seems like there's a tendency, not like a super strong tendency. It's not like every day in the Bridge Square you're gonna find 2 gold rings and trash cans right next to each other, although you might. And you will find gold rings in other districts too, but, like, just seems like there is a tendency for things to be oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I knew that it was this guy I had to go to. I already knew that. How are you doing? You have the best herbs, but I'm not buying them right now, because I just can't justify it. I'm sorry. So this is the guy I have to go to. I do get very nervous about checking the map whenever I'm out here on the step, but I'm gonna try to not do it every half a second. But yeah. Gonna do this, then gonna go to Andre. Going to try to check out any tailors or grocery stores I can on the way to try and get kid tradables. Gonna do my trash digging, just normal Haruspex things. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna get any letters or anything else today. I do think it's interesting how we keep hearing about, well, you better watch out for when Sabirov takes control. And, I don't know, it's an interesting combination of things. Let's talk to this dude. Your daughter will come. Are these her words? Yes, she remembered her duty. She remembered her duty. Her word and my word are kin. She says she will come back, so she will come back. I said I would give you a secret, so I give what has been promised. It's a lost secret anyway. The apostate has run off with it. Andre. A non-secret. I give it to you. Keep it well. Those who leave secrets die. Thanks, dude. I think I'm good. Thank you, though. Yeah. I hope you enjoy your new wife. I'll have to see next time I come and am getting herbs. This is definitely the least likely herb gatherer for me to come to, because this one is way closer to my house. And this one's close to Daniil's, and this one sells the same as that one, so... I mean, there's a very good chance I will make my way over here before the game is over, but... yeah, I'll have to see if the herb bride really went and lived with him. Yeah. I don't think that I would have gotten into a fight if I had, let her stay with her boyfriend. But, yeah. I don't know how I feel about it being heavily implied, and maybe even without really any argument. You could even say that it is basically confirmed, a fact of the game, that the herb brides and the worms seem to be the same species. In this game, more so. I don't really think there's ever any direct reference to them being the same species in Pathologic 2. I mean, in this one, all we know is that there's an herb bride, her dad is a worm, she marries a worm, which does make it seem like they're the same species, but it's still kind of, to me, not confirmed. Like, it's kind of like, well, you know... I don't know how to put it other than it's like maybe it's just a cultural thing for them to call each other father and daughter because their species are, you know, maybe it's sort of like an adoption thing, and they do marriage and they do adoption, or like, you know, they have families where it's like herb brides and worms, but maybe there's no reproduction that happens between the herb brides and the worms. It's more like the worms come out of the ground, right? The brides, I don't really know, but it's like, I'm just saying, I think that they coexist, but I don't think necessarily it's like you have mommy herb bride and daddy worm, and then they have a daughter, like they reproduce together and they make 2 children, and the daughter is going to be another herb bride and the son is going to be a... I don't think I have any... I have gold rings. Yeah, not trading those. It's fine if that is how it works, but I really prefer to think of it as more of like an adoptive family situation with, you know, the herb brides being like daughters to the worms, and then them having like marriages as sort of like a symbol of, you know, a family bonded, and like maybe they have normal husband-wife relationships within these marriages. I don't mean to, you know, make light of a worm herb bride marriage, but, it's just a little bit weird to me to think of them being the same species, and to say that that's the, what do you call it, sexual dimorphism? I might not be using that term right, but, you know, it's a little bit like, you know, over the top, like, you know, like you see the picture of the video game characters and it's like, oh, you can choose to play as a girl or a boy, and the boy is like this big buff, or like not even necessarily buff, but like, you know, I don't know how to put it other than like he's just sort of like a human looking being who's probably pretty buff, but regardless is, you know, he is not overtly sexualized. He's just kind of a dude of some sort. And then you have the girl of the same video game character, and she looks kind of like this. So yeah, but I mean, this is a video game.
Any news on him?
Boy, your brother's right here.
That's
I brought your twire.
nothing left here. Run.
Andre, calm down. Look, I have your twire. That's good stuff, Birah. If Isidore was reborn in you, that means he's here for us all. Should I postpone my departure for a while and explore your exploits? To witness your exploits? Although, don't. We'll be better off without you. Really? What if you're wrong, though? Take the money. I'll give you what's due. The shop will accept any goods at a high price. The shop that will accept any goods at a high price is in the stone yard. Skirt the crucible, walk towards the tombs, and you'll see an inconspicuous sign. Good luck. Yep, I've been there. Well, thanks, dude. So you just changed your mind?
Scared witless. And how's my Maria? Does she remember my little brother?
How's my Maria, then? Does she remember my little brother? Huh. I don't want these. Maybe I'll come back later and buy them.
We easily forget those faults, old boy, which are known only to ourselves. True, so true.
It's true, so true. You're so deep, Peter. We forget those faults? Okay. The herb is smarter than people. I've noticed that a long time. You have my regards. Now that we're on the brink of war, each blade will cost a fortune. Feast your eyes. Just wanted...
My dear changeling has sentenced someone to death, and me, I looked at her, and then I thought, she's an idiot.
I'm sorry. I only heard every other word, but it sounded like my dear changeling is only something something. I looked on her and she's an idiot. I mean, that's what I heard, which is hilarious to me. You can make a profit, by the way, by buying these and selling them to the Bridge Square, because he bought my gold ring for 900 and something. It's not an enormous profit, but it is a profit.
What?
What? Wait, what were you talking to them about, Olgoy? By the way, Olgoy is her trying to say Oinon. She doesn't know the word, so she's saying Olgoy. Business, woman, not yours. Flower nipples. I see you trying to hide your flower nipples, nipple flowers. You know, don't hide them, Maria. Embrace it. So I'm assuming it is 6:48, and I don't think I'm gonna have any more quests, so that's cool. Yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, I did do the exact same thing. Pretty much. I might have told him not to leave, but I basically was like, oh, you should go, here's the twire. And then he was like, no, you're so cool, Haruspex, I'm gonna stick around for a little while. And I was like, okay, whatevs. I have a lot of money. It'll be interesting to play as Danielle again, because Danielle needs money. I'm not saying that I don't need money. I'm gonna make some rounds to these shops back here, which are gonna be closed tomorrow, because there's gonna be a plague. So hopefully I can walk around this area and then just not have to come back here for a little while. Obviously I'm gonna have to come back here. There's really not much chance of avoiding having to come back here, but you know. I wonder if Sticky's in his house. I wonder if I can talk to him. Yeah, no, this is a good place to come. This has got to be a pharmacy, right? Next to Peter's. And so then we have, I think this one, I think these are both food, and then this one is clothes. So, good area to come for kid-friendly merchandise. And honestly, it isn't a bad idea to buy a little bit of the protective gear, because there's going to be plague tomorrow, and I'm going to try and avoid it for as long as I can. That didn't do much, but yeah. I really, when I was Clara, I had like all the best plague blocking gear. Not really, because at some point Grief starts selling like the military grade, you know, all the military grade equipment, and I could not afford that shit, but the second best besides that. And looks like I'll be able to buy some pretty good gear on this one too, because I do have some money. And I am starting to gather some schmoutering equipment. Sticky, are you here? You know, love what you've done with the place. You are a homeowner already, and you're like 10 years old.
Hospital is dangerous. In her hospice, people disappear without a trace.
Okay, baby. They have a lot of different dialogue lines. I'm hearing brand new ones every time. That one of Peter saying that that Clara's an idiot is so funny to me because I mean, that's fair. That's a fair reading of Clara. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to be mean, but she's, you know, a teenager and she's very emotional and she is pretty naive too. So, you know, I know what he means. She's oh my god, y'all never have water. I mean bandages. She's a little bit stupid, which I mean, you know, aren't we all? I mean, aren't we all? Yeah, you can use lockpicks on the uninfected houses. Where is it? I thought there was one right here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, and then I can go down to this one. But, you know, I know what you mean by she's an idiot. Like in the kindest way. I'm gonna go for fish. I'm investing in the fish market. So yeah, I'm going to the groceries to try to find nuts. I'm not trying to find food for myself. But, you know, I guess I'll take it, or whatever. If I had to kill somebody, I'd probably go kill those guards over there. I think there should be guards standing, by the abattoir. It is... Yeah, it is funny in this game, I feel like, you know, Dankovsky has a line where he's like, what the hell is happening in the abattoir? Why didn't I think of that or something? Like, that's the gist of the line, and, the dialogue line, and, it's just funny, because he has pretty much the exact same line in Pathologic 2, but the difference is in Pathologic 2, he says it like abattoir, and in this one he says it more like abattoir. And I don't know, it's just funny. Abattoir. I think that was all of the food places I wanted to go. This one's also a food place. There's a clothes place down here I can check. I don't know if I've been to. And yeah, it'll be late, not too long from now. Really, a good time to sleep is sort of in the 10 to 12 range, because the kids go to bed, but the, muggers aren't out yet, so there's really not a lot to do during that time. So yeah, I'll probably sleep then. I see, am I walking towards that clothes shop? This area, I think it's the Changeling route, which I intend to, next time I play the Changeling route, just have all of this pulled up, because it is too much. I don't think I can get in here. Yeah, no. It is too much of a bother. There is a quest on the Changeling route, and I don't know if I literally looked it up, but I literally had so many clues, or so, and I think I did, but it's like, I don't know if they just didn't have a picture, or if, like, I was reading a description. Basically, you have to look for the Haruspex and the Bachelor in some of these buildings, and it's this part of town, and it was a nightmare. Should I buy these boots? I think I will. You know, I think I will. What else am I gonna do with my money? God, that's a lot of money. I mean, I can afford it. How much does a Schmouder cost? Wow, a lot. Imagine how much I could get at the other store. Kind of feel like I should buy another drapery, too, just to have it just in case. They're pretty cheap. Should I just spend all my money right now? I guess. Why not? You know, we gotta, make the best of things, honestly. I feel like I had a ton of money as Clara. I mean, I definitely had, like, more money than I needed, and I was kind of trying to, because I had, read somewhere that one strategy for making Clara's run more interesting is to try and rack up as much cash as you can. And so I had plenty of money. I think I had 200,000 coins by the end. Or maybe it wasn't that. It was a lot though. I saved the number somewhere, but that's not what I'm doing this time. And I played the Haruspex after that, and I certainly didn't do that for the Haruspex that time either. But yeah, even though, and you know, it's like I would see those super high grade protective boots in the shop at Grief's when I was playing as Clara, and I would simply not buy them because that would have been funny if I came here and he had a shit ton of peanuts and I couldn't afford a single peanut because I had sold all of my peanuts. I'm trying to think if there's a part of town that I haven't dug in the trash. Let me make sure I dug in the trash over here because, you know, that's the strategy. Lights are coming on. The kids usually stay out a little bit later. A fun dialogue that you can get if you talk to a kid, like, right after 10 is to tell them, you know, isn't it past your bedtime? Or, you know, something along those lines. Yeah, maybe I'll go up around that part of town. I don't feel like I've dug in the trash cans as much. And the ones around the theater, I'm not positive. I know that I made a point to dig in all of the ones around the theater. I don't know if that was today or yesterday, but I feel like it was right before I went and watched the play, so I feel like it was technically today. And I mean, I'm assuming I've checked here, but you never know. I'm assuming the rule is that they respawn at midnight, so yeah. So I think I am going to try to sleep between 10 and 12. Maybe I'll sleep I mean, I usually sleep at the Stillwater just for fun, just, you know, me and Danielle, our little sleepovers, or I'll sleep at my place if that makes more sense, but it just makes more sense to sleep at Danielle's because a lot of time in this particular route, a lot of time the first person you need to talk to in the morning is Danielle. You know, like in the Changeling route, oftentimes the first person you need to talk to is Saburov or Katerina, so it makes sense to sleep at your place. For Daniil, it might be Ruben or one of the Kynes, so, you know, I mean, certainly the Kynes are right here, and, I mean, Ruben's pretty far away, but, you know, he doesn't have a bed at his place either, so it's kind of, like, not that big a deal to there's nothing you're really missing out on. Maybe I'll go bother Yulia, just for funsies. Oh my goodness, did I buy you out? By the way, I don't know why I'm trying to buy stuff when I have no money to buy stuff. Well, I guess I can't feel bad if the prices go up. I can feel bad if they go down, though. I keep thinking I see an herb. Aren't you a lively gal? You know what? A ring for a lockpick is not a bad deal. Factually, it's not a bad deal. I think I'll make that deal. Yeah, because I wanna rack up a couple lockpicks. I'm intending to sell my other ring so that I'll have a little tiny bit of cash in the bank, but you know, I was thinking about it. Pretty much the only deal that I would make with a girl for a gold ring is a lockpick. Or a schmouter, but I don't think the little girls like schmouters. I don't feel like there's a lot of trash cans over here. Maybe I just never go over here so I don't see the trash cans, you know? I don't notice them. But, yeah. Should be able to sell a little bit of sleeping medicine, too. Let's barter, lad. Oh my goodness, you have nothing. I know that I don't have enough for a schmouter, so I'm not gonna trade her for anything because I've got to save for a schmouter, so I really can't give her anything. I have 5 whole needles. Halfway there. Okay, were there any more trash cans over in, like, this area? There's also no caches in this version of the game, so yeah, your options are a little bit more limited. But yeah, I think I've just kind of gone everywhere. Nope, not giving you needles. Thought you might like the razor, the other type of razor. Let's see. Let's barter, lad. Oh my goodness, fine. Let's do it. Let's make the deal. It doesn't seem like a good deal, and I probably shouldn't have made it, but some part of my brain is just afraid that I'm not going to be able to find the alpha tablets whenever I get to that quest, which is a little bit irrational because that's not for several days, I don't think. But yeah, I'm having what's the word? Some sort of like traumatic what do you call it? Where it's like you're scared because of an experience you've had in your past. It's like I have this irrational fear or whatever because of that experience of selling all of my alpha tablets. So yeah. Maybe I'll just sleep at Olgimski's since it's right here. And the thing about Olgimski's is that it's really close to the theater. So that makes sense. Then I can go to Danielle's afterwards. Still don't have any money, which I would like money. But, you know, things are kind of winding down. I just, you know, I need new trash cans to pick through. You know? I mean, I feel like I'm still getting things from trash cans. Are there any back here, maybe? But, I just feel like, you know, I mean, tomorrow things are going to be crazy, so I should be well rested for it. And yeah. Alrighty. Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's go to sleep. Hey, Vlad. Do you have anything to say to me?
Someone will have to be punished for this sin.
Oh my goodness. What's that very scary shape over there? Okay.